Okay, boys and girls, we're working on equivalent fractions today. Remember, equivalent sounds like equal. So they're fractions that are equal to each other. So for example, if I gave you the fraction 2/3, to find an equivalent fraction, I need to multiply my numerator and denominator by the same number. So let's say I multiply it by 2. That would give me 4/6. Okay? What if I had 2/3 again, but this time I multiplied them by 3? That would give me 6/9. I multiply across just like that. Now what if I did it another time? And let's say I multiply the top and the bottom by 4. I have 2 times 4, 8, 3 times 4, 12. Well, guess what? 2/3 is equal to 4/6. It's also equal to 6/9 and 8/12. This is what we call a chain. And this will help you as you go through your lesson. So what if I gave you this fraction 8/10? It wants you to create an equivalent fraction where the denominator is 100. How am I going to get there? Well, I asked myself, 10 times what equals 100? You guys are right, it's 10. And if I multiply my denominator by a number, like before, I have to multiply the numerator by the same number. So I multiply 8 times 10, and that would give me 80. So my missing spot would be 80. So I would have the new fraction 80 hundredths, and that is equivalent to 8/10. Now I have a fraction chain right here. It wants you to fill in these missing spots. How am I going to do that? Well, it's just like I did right here. I have to find how to convert the denominators to the same denominator. So I want to convert 5 to 10. What do I have to multiply 5 by to get to 10? You're right, I would have to multiply it by 2. And if I multiply the denominator by 2, I have to multiply the numerator by 2. So 3 times 2 gives me 6. Now, for this next one, I can't just multiply 10 by something to get to 15. That's not how it works. Oops, wrong button. I have to take 3/5 like I had before, and I have to ask myself, what times 5 would give me 15? Well, the answer is 3. So if I multiply the denominator by 3, I multiply the numerator by 3, and I get 9. So 9 would fill in this spot right there. Now, like before, there's nothing I could multiply by 20 to get to, or multiply 15 by to get to 20. So I have to take my original fraction and I write it down here. And I'm trying to make it equal something with a denominator of 20. So I asked myself, 5 times what equals 20? You got it, 5 times 4. So I multiply my numerator by it, because if I multiply my denominator by a number, I have to multiply my numerator by it too. So 3 times 4 would give me 12. So 12 would fill in that spot right here. And now I've completed the assignment by filling in all the empty numerators. Okay, so the key thing to take away is each time come back to 3/5 and ask yourself, what would I multiply to get the missing numerator? So I have to figure out what I would have to multiply my 5 in my denominator by to get the next denominator. Okay, same concept. This time it's going to be a little different though. 6 times what equals 12? You guys got it, 2. So if I multiply the denominator by it, I have to multiply the numerator. 4 times 2 gives me 8. Like before, I can't just multiply to get, there's nothing I can multiply by 8 to get to 12. So I have to go back to my original fraction. So I take the 4/6, and I'm setting it equal to this, 12 with the missing denominator. This time, instead of asking what I multiply my denominator by, I ask what do I multiply my numerator by? Well, 4 times what equals 12? You guys are right, 3. So I multiply 3 to my denominator, which would give me 6 times 3 equals 18. So 18 would be that missing part. This is just a quick overview of equivalent fractions. We've done this before. This should be just a review. If you have questions, message me on Google Hangouts, and I am more than willing to help you. See you guys.